The smoldering wreckage is still there, lying in a marsh in Salisbury, Maryland. It's what's left of a military drone. The drone is used for military purposes, but smaller drones are being used by law enforcement agencies across the country. Police say these small drones can fly low and undetected and help them fight crime. The American Civil Liberties Union says it's a violation of personal rights. One Texas sheriff told reporters his agency is considering arming his drones with rubber bullets and tear gas. Let's say there's a large crowd gathering, you need some crowd control. This type of drone might be able to diminish any problems on the ground. Would that be allowed under your bill?
Anything that would require a warrant, it would have to have a warrant. And I'm concerned about, obviously, about arming drones, but I don't want to say that I'm arguing against technology. For example, if there's a bomb in a car, I'm very happy that we have automated robots that can go up to the car and investigate the bomb, and we don't have to risk a human. Same with drones. If they could save lives, that'd be one thing. Arming drones obviously sends up pictures of the military, and I don't think really domestically armed drones are a good idea. What I would say is that drones could be used if you have a proper warrant, but that means you go through a judge. A judge has to say there's probable cause of a crime, but I don't want drones roaming across, crisscrossing our cities and our country, snooping on Americans. And that's the surveillance state that I'm very concerned about, and that's what our bill would stop.
Do you have the same types of concerns about military drones being used in other countries, or does your bill just specifically deal with drones flying over the United States?
I am concerned about one person deciding the life or death of not only foreigners, but U.S. citizens around the world. And the chance that one person could make a mistake, you know, is a possibility. So having the president decide who he's going to kill concerns me. I would rather go through a court. So I think when we decide to kill someone, that's obviously the ultimate punishment. We need to be very, very certain that what we're doing is not in error.
Hey Ollie. Hey, I was wondering if you could take a look at the hardware. In some of the simulations, a couple of the subsystems have just frozen up, and the malfunctions really only popped up in the last week.
Yeah, no problem. You know, I'm actually running a diagnostic program right now.
So did you see the news this morning?
You mean the crash drone?
What a mess. Good thing it didn't land in a more populated area. It's days like these I question why I signed up for defense projects. Anyway, how did you end up in this business?
You know, for me it was simple. I'm good with machines and the job pays the bills, you know, so whatever.
Don't you sometimes think about like the collateral damage that these drones can do?
You know, I think about it all the time, but sometimes these things are necessary, you know, to keep the peace. I guess protect our freedoms. Besides, it's all in the name of national security, right? Geez, sound like a recruiting brochure.
Perhaps.
Here we go. You know, I actually don't see any problems with the hardware itself. You know anything about a safeguard program?
Yeah, those are the safety and ethical parameters that we installed about a week ago. We haven't had a chance to test it out in the field though.
Well, according to the log, it's actually tapped into some other subsystems. Visual sensors, pattern recognition, navigation, communications, and it looks like even weapons. And I can't really tell anything more without looking at what these new lines of codes will do. I'd suggest trying to troubleshoot there.
So we pulling another all-nighter. Thanks, Ollie. Siri, interface with the drone system.
Working.
Put up on my screen.
Working.
Debug the code.
Working. No syntax or logic errors detected. All subfunctions are operating within specified parameters.
Siri, we installed some safety guard codes in the drone recently. Could this be the source of the malfunction?
Insufficient information.
Well, extrapolate the data you do have and speculate.
The ethical algorithms may cause an unanticipated interaction with the drone's operational software.
Maybe we're going about this the wrong way. Siri, connect with the philosophical database.
Working.
Search the list of pros and cons of automation.
Displaying search results. Over-automation can lead to skill degradation, reduced situational awareness, and over-reliance on automation. Reduction as automation can cause higher workloads for operators. However, the increased workload keeps operators cognitively engaged, which increases situational awareness.
So basically, what you're saying is that automation can make a system highly efficient, but ultimately ineffective, especially in decision setting. Well, I mean, if increased accountability can reduce the effectiveness, automation bias, how can I design a system that promotes accountability?
Working. Displaying search results.
That's a good idea. Siri, cross-reference this information with other parts of the philosophical database.
Working.
Look for items that might be pertinent to automated drones and remote warfare.
Working. Displaying search results.
Smart weapons. Distant punishment. Moral buffering. Siri, define moral buffering.
Displaying search results.
And how is this related to automated systems?
Displaying search results.
That's interesting. The search results also list something called the Milgram experiment. What's that?
Displaying search results.
That's fascinating. So how do I design a remote semi-autonomous system while still minimizing the chances of moral buffer forming?
You're on your own.
Great. Thanks anyway, Siri.
Just joking. Might I suggest virtual reality?
Oh, yeah.